Greetings from California.
And greetings from sunny New York.
Really, it looks kind of cloudy in both of our frames.
Oh no, it's beautiful. I'm looking out my window right now at the skyscrapers, the beautiful New York skyline.
I mean, I can go and look at a pretty skyline if I want to look out my front window, but I prefer to look at my pool. However, it is cloudy today in beautiful San Francisco. It's going to be a low-key weekend. We don't really get summer till the end of summer. We get, like a low-key fall all through our summer. You was out here, it don't get that hot, but also it's not so sweltering you have to go out to Fire Island or the Hamptons.
I totally forgot it's Memorial Day weekend. I have no plans.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I mean, I might hit a beach Memorial Day, but yeah, I'm just gonna be doing videos and editing. So yeah.
I'm gonna chill with my friends. We might have some hamburgers, but that's gonna be about it.
Oh, nice. I forgot, it's a barbecue holiday, right? Or is that 4th of July?
It's a barbecue holiday, but I live in California, so we cook our hamburgers inside because we don't want to set the state on fire.
And they're usually vegan, right?
Now, I've been here for a minute, but I ain't that Californian. I'm not a Californian. I'm a New Yorker who happens to be visiting here for an extended period of time. We're saying that for tax purposes.
Gotcha.
I'm on record, y'all. I'm on record.
So yeah, these topics, where do you want to begin?
Let's start with the insignificant. Let's start with the foolhardy. Let's start with the unheard. Let's start with necromancy. We're going to raise the dead. Olivia is back in the news on the Jasmine brand. Olivia Longott, not Olivia from the Cosby Show, the only Olivia we really recognize. Olivia, who's still managing at Foot Locker, assistant managing still after all these years. You would think that, she would have been able to move up during the pandemic because the 125th store stayed open, but she's still the assistant manager there, but she is trying to make a comeback to music. She's coming out with an album later this year, not a single, not a series of snippets, not an EP, but an album, a full-fledged album. And in the words of you, who's encouraging this?
Yeah, I don't know who's encouraging this. Maybe she's just tired of being in the back, checking to see if there's size 13s and 14s. And she wants to get into the studio to do something. I think Olivia can sing, right? I don't think I remember the last time I heard her sing.
She is a hook girl. She can do a chorus, but to call her a singer, to call her a vocalist, I feel is a stretch. And I know my 3-foot arms are too short to make that kind of a reach.
Mm-hmm.
So could she carry a tune in a bucket? I mean, her bucket is more of a strainer, so she can get the tune there somewhat intact, but there's always going to be pieces missing.
Here's the thing, is the album, is it going to be independent? Is it backed by a label? Because the money and time that she's putting into an album, I'm hoping it costs pennies, because who's going to buy an Olivia album? Does she look at okay, what's my fan base? Who is excited for my music?
I'm wondering the same. I feel like if her and I came out with an album on the same day, we would probably sell the same amount of units. I feel like my music is more anticipated than hers, and at least mine would be original. I can go into the studio with myself and my finger snaps and come up with music. She has to pay producers. And what is she going to pay them with? Discounts, shoelaces, maybe some socks? I just don't know what she has to offer a music professional to even get an album made. How are you getting studio time? It's giving me some type of a TikTok tea. Maybe that's what she's going to do, where she's just recording one song, but it's an album of TikTok hits. Maybe that's what it is, where everything is, a 15 to 30-second snippet. Because that's what she did for 50 Cent. She gave us 30-second, ooh, you? I mean, she was like an audible Janet.
Oh God, I want to go one episode without mentioning Janet. I really do.
People in
But
hell want ice water.
I'm just, I'm for her making new music. I just want it to work. Like, is it going to be successfully executed? And all signs point to no. All of them. Like, there's no money in music for artists that's in the industry now, like Normani. Like, she's been lying to us so many times about when this album is coming out. She said it was going to be the last weekend of May. TikTok, I mean, where is it, Normani?
The last weekend of May, which year? Because she's been on her charade spring, summer, fall.
Not that I'm waiting for it, but I'm just saying, like, it's hard for people that's in the industry now. So I'm like, what does Olivia think she's going to do?
Exactly. What does she think she's going to do? I mean, I guess if you want to just create, then go forth, young woman. Go forth and create. I just don't want her to get upset when no one else is interested. It's kind of like a kindergartner doing that, turkey drawing with their hand. Only your parents want to see that shit.
Well, I wish luck to both ladies. Normani for, putting out an album, and for Olivia to make an album. Good luck to them.
I have always wanted to go to Normandy, so I'm going to wish Normandy luck too.
And if it doesn't work out for Olivia, Foot Locker, it's a 45 to 50K position that she has. And I'm pretty sure she has some money in her savings and some benefits. She'll be fine.
She's got full dental and vision.
Right. So yeah, she will be fine, y'all.
And quiet as it's kept, only 8 years away from retirement.
Well, now that we're talking about music, let's just keep on that train. So Justin Timberlake made headlines recently because he sold his entire catalog to Hypnosis. Did you hear about this?
I did. I heard that he offloaded all those leftover Prince tracks that he was able to purchase for pennies on the dollar. I heard that.
He sold his whole discography.
What do you think his discography is built off of? Prince's rejects.
Prince and Michael.
Yes, Prince and Michael's rejects and cast-offs. And so I'm glad that he was able to take their trash and turn it into his treasure. I will say that.
I like his music, though. I love Justin Timberlake. He's one of my favorite artists. He may have done Janet wrong, but he has repented. Now, me bringing up Janet in this instance is warranted. I'm just saying.
Chris, you like everybody. You like everybody. I mean, you like from necklace wonders to hitless wonders. You stand up for them all.
Anyway, Justin Timberlake sold his entire discography for $100 million. And it does not cover future releases, just everything he's made since then.
Ain't nobody listening to shit he coming out with now, and his last album was proof of that.
You're right, but people will be listening to like his other previous works. So I'm just thinking, 100 million, is it worth it? Was it worth it?
In perpetuity, yes, for TV and movie licensing, because his shit's about to hit that 20 years old mark where now his music is vintage, so it's gonna be in a lot of movies going forward.
I saw it as maybe he just wants to retire. I mean, hey, I got 100 million in the bank. I can retire off of that. I mean, enjoy my music. I'm selling my work.
And this hopefully will keep him from making any more bad movies, because you as an actor, honey, I'm sorry, you had a few good skits on Saturday Night Live, but then they tried to turn you into a movie star and the audience said no. Just like the audience that Janet tried to get to dance for free said no. Just like I said no to the drones. No, we're not doing your made for now choreography without a free performance. Because you said, come dance with me.
Well, the songs include in Justin's catalog, Cry Me a River, Rock Your Body, Sexy Back, and Suit and Tie are just a few of the 41-year-old's many hits that have soundtracked people's lives, as well as dominated the radio and charts, selling over 150 million records. I think it's a good move for him. I definitely co-sign.
I'm happy for him. I'm not happy for how his nose turned out, but I'm happy for him. That nose aged him. He went from a cute young white boy to like a crone looking man. Like that nose is witchy poo.
Justin was one of the few white men that I was googly eyed for. The judgment in your silence. Oh my
What
God.
judgment?
No, it was just silence. Okay. I mean,
That was not judgment.
It was him, Ryan Felipe.
Everybody loves Ryan Philippe. And Ryan Philippe ain't aged. He ain't aged a day. Him and Reese Witherspoon, I want to know what they did because neither one of them honkies has aged a minute.
Ooh, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Another good one.
Him.
Him and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Also, they haven't aged poorly. I loved her show Ringer. It was about her and she accidentally killed her twin sister. And well, her sister made it look like she accidentally killed her. So then she had to go replace her twin sister. They ended it, but it was good. It was real good.
And one more guy, the guy from he was on Bring It On and Swim Fan.
Channing Tatum?
No, but he can get it too today. He can get it today. But the other guy, he starred in Swim Fan and he was.
You said I will pause the taping right now.
But he was Kirsten Dunst's love interest in Bring It On.
Oh God, you see, now you made me think of Kiki Dunst, and that just isn't a pleasant face.
His name is Jesse Bradford. He always had this little side smile, like.
Let me look
like that.
Up. Oh, okay. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Very attractive. Very attractive. Oh, great chin. I'm just remembering like the old school TV shows. You know who I had a crush on? Dawson and Pacey and from Dawson's Creek. And they both look good now.
Isn't one of them married to Jody?
Yep.
Okay.
Pacey's married to Jody.
Okay.
And I was like, I didn't know I had that much of a shot.
Oh, you know who else? Joey Lawrence from Blossom.
Yes.
He was like a teen heartthrob too.
Yes, on all of those like magazines when you would go to the candy store that you would see.
Mm-hmm.
Back when they had candy stores.
And let's get to the black men. Like I enjoyed Marquise Houston. I saw it during like the height of Immature. Like not during Sister, not during that, but he was fine in the immaturity.
Omarion, definitely.
He's so cheesy to me.
I'm cheesy as well, so it would work. I had a huge crush on Will Smith, the Wayans brothers, all of them at one point.
Oh, Marlon Wayans. Oh my God.
I mean, Marlon and Sean, they really gave you the best of both worlds. You never could really pick between them.
Sure.
And they were always so moisturized. They always looked like they smelled amazing. Yes.
There was somebody else, like he's the tall guy. He was always in the family sitcoms. He was Laura Winslow's boyfriend at one point.
I had a crush on Eddie Winslow. I will admit that.
No.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I was young. I didn't even know what those feelings were. I just knew he was cute.
Yeah. Memory lane. We're old. We're talking about shows that came out.
It's been a dry week, y'all.
Right. We just talking about teen heartthrob, like from 30 years ago. 30. We old. Anywho,
ooh, Lord. I love how you can say 30 years ago and I'm like, shit, he's not lying.
Look.
Happy 40th to me in 6 months. Well, seven.
You turned 40 this year? I thought it was 39.
This year, I turned 40.
Ooh.
7 months and 2 days.
Wow. Congratulations and happy birthday.
Sometimes enough just isn't enough. So you're trying to relax and get your housewives on, but they're going on about something we don't care about, i.e. Drew and her husband. You know what I do? I turn to Best Fiends to continue entertaining myself because Bravo ain't. And after last season of Housewives, I've already gotten to level 3,587 of Best Fiends. Would you like to play along with me? If you would, my code is 202-5877. That's 202-5877. And we can go head to head, level for level, toe to toe, just like Kenya and Sheree. My favorite thing about Best Fiends is every level is different. Every puzzle is different. It never gets repetitive. It doesn't beat a dead horse like Bravo. It's always a new challenge, a new fiend to use, a new bomb to set off, and a new slug to take down. With beautiful colors and thoughtful puzzles, it's a wonderful way to spend a calm afternoon while you catch up on your favorite shows.
And once you download Best Fiends, you can play it anywhere, whether you're on the plane, on the subway, in the elevator. You don't need an internet connection to play. You can collect tons of fiends that get powered up as you play more levels. There's new in-game events. So go ahead and let the phrase "enough is never enough" be your mantra. Download Best Fiends for free from the App Store or Google Play. Plus, earn even more with $5 worth of in-game rewards when you reach level 5. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
I want to talk about Media Takeout's disrespect.
In regards to what?
They had the nerve to call Maya a 1990s R&B singer.
Don't play with Maya. I love me some Maya. I saw her during Miami Pride last year. She killed it. Killed it.
I'm not playing with her. I'm just saying she's not 90s, she's 2000s. They trying to age our girl.
Nope. She's 90s. All About Me came out in the 90s. It's on my playlist. Maya was my girl. When I was straight, I love me some Maya.
That's yeah. I'm not even.
I was like, it's all about me. Or like, I'm moving on.
Case of the X came out in 2000.
That was the next album, though. The next album. Before that, Maya was in high school talking about whose drawers are these. You know I wear a size 4. Or look, you ain't got no money. I will keep going. Stop me.
I just would consider her more of a 2000s than a 90s. Like that makes it her seem like she's with Total and Escape. And it's like, she ain't that old.
She's in the pocket of Brandy, Monica, Aaliyah, Maya. Maya just came late 90s, like around 1997, 98.
Exactly. She's more of, I feel like more of her career was popping in the 2000s than it was when she first came out. I don't want to be that old, so I don't want her to be that old. That's really what we're getting to.
You know what we call that? We call that longevity. And she puts on a show too. I'm just saying. That was before Beyonce. Like Maya was my girl. Oh, the look and judgment. But anyway, yeah, continue. We just gotta put some respect on Maya's name because she knew how to dance and she can sing. She hits those notes. The mic is on. Go to her Instagram. The mic is on. You know, I'm not gonna say she be belting. She's in that realm where she stays in her lane.
She does what she can do. I will give you that. I was hoping to see more of her as an actress after Chicago.
I didn't even know she was in that.
Yep, she was in that and Havana Nights. For a minute, they were trying to make her an actress, but it just didn't happen. And then she went to Japan where they actually buy her music. And now she's doing reality shows with Lil' Kim.
But anyway, I guess this is a music-themed pop roast.
And continuing with that, because Scottie Pippen refused to take a picture with Future when he was a child, that's why he slept with Larsa Pippen. Now that is petty. And that's some petty I can get behind. That is true peak petty. Can you imagine something more petty?
For you to remember that must have been like something that really hurt him when he was a kid, I guess. And to keep that in the back of your mind to save it for one day. Wow. My hat is off to Future for that particular instance of petty. I love petty shit like that. I do. Let's just keep the theme of music going. So Brandy dropped a diss track to Jack Harlow, and I heard it. It was something. Like, she must have thought she was still on Queen, but Queen was canceled.
And that was one of her lyrics. And you can't throw out that your show was canceled after one season and think you're dissing somebody else just because they didn't know who your brother was. And the thing is, it's not like he didn't know Ray J. It's not like he didn't know Brandy. He just didn't know they were brother and sister.
I don't know. I wasn't mad at him. I was just like, oh, he's young and he's white. I would not expect him to. There's white people our age that can't name a Brandy song, probably.
True.
So yeah, I mean, it wasn't a big deal.
Also, how many people know Snoop and Brandy are cousins?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're cousins. Like, it's something that it's like, I think I remember hearing that way back in the 90s, but then I forgot about it. But yeah, they're cousins. Like Aaliyah is Gladys Knight's niece. Like, there's a whole bunch of celebrities that are related. Like, do a lot of people know that Gwyneth Paltrow? I bet you his ass don't know Gwyneth Paltrow's mom is Blythe Daniels, because I bet you he doesn't know who Blythe is. I bet you he don't even know her from Will and Grace. So I'm not expecting a toddler to know history. And also, Billie Eilish, I know she has a brother. I don't know who he is. Lily Allen, her brother was on Game of Thrones. Not everybody knew they were related. Like just because somebody does something, does everybody know what your siblings do?
Well, I think I'm related to Skylar Diggins.
Who?
She's a female basketball player. She was really popular.
Oh.
But yeah, back to Brandy's diss track. I listened to it. I was like, it's not bad. It's not bad. She can say that she was doing it for fun. It sounded like she put a lot of effort into it. Like, at one point, I think she was rapping better than him. It came off a little cheesy because you're Brandy. People put respect on your name. A lot of people. You didn't have to do this.
You were out here a whole vocal thesaurus, and you feel the need to go back and forth with a child, with someone that could literally be your child. Your child. You could have given birth to this man. Girl.
A lot of people were saying it was just beneath her. And I agree. Like, she didn't have to like indulge, you know, like maybe a cute collab or something like that. But I don't know, it just seemed like the auntie trying to see what the young folk is doing.
Mm-hmm. The auntie trying to get down with the kids. And it's like, again, he did not say he didn't know who you were, or he didn't know who your brother was. He just didn't know y'all were related. I don't think that's a crime. I would say as long as he knows of the music, I'm sorry, he didn't know they were related. I bet you he didn't know them and Snoop Dogg was related. I bet you at 23, there's a whole bunch of shit he don't know.
Well, he definitely knows who Brandy is now. Definitely now.
Also, the fact that he sampled a Fergie song and Fergie was out after you, Brandy, that should let you know, like, you're up in the annals of history. He's sampling people that have come after you, and you worrying about him. Get your priorities straight, honey.
Right. Like, Brandy's influence in the music industry is vast. She's an icon. Not sure about legend, but she's definitely an icon, and she's influenced a lot of different artists, a lot. So we love Brandy.
And Brandy can act and sing.
Yes. I know she's just a little touched, you know, but other than that, she's very talented. Moving on to someone that's less talented, Jussie Smollett. Sissy Smollett, hee-hoo. He actually has some good news here. So his directorial debut, B-Boy Blues, premieres on BET Plus June 9th. It's a part of BET trying to do something for Pride Month. You know, just like, oh, well, let's find something cheap to pick up, you know?
Oh,
so
not a Sorry Sissy special.
Well, B-Boy Blues is a really good book. So it just sucks that.
Wait, hold on, y'all. Notice what he said. Book, not movie, book.
Well, I think it's a good book to be translated to film, kind of like how Stella got her groove back. It's just one of those books where it's like, why hasn't it been made for television or movies? I mean, it's a good look for them. It's something that's not, negative.
Well, according to the Jasmine brand, Mona Scott and her Monami production company have joined the film as a producer and was reportedly a key figure in the BET Plus deal.
Of course she was. Of course she was. I have a little tea behind that. I have a friend, they work for one of the streaming services, and Jussie tried to shop his movie there. I was told they didn't even take the meeting. They didn't even want to hear what he had to say. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. Oh, speaking of streaming services, Netflix. I know you're watching Bling Empire. How are you liking it so far?
I like the first 2 episodes. I will say this season feels a little try hard. I like Anna. Anna keeps it real. Honestly, Christine, she is still the same pain in the ass that she's always been. She always wants to try it with Anna. She tries it slickly, but she always wants to try it. And Anna will just call you out on your shit the second you walk in the door.
I finished the season 2 nights ago. It's definitely different from the first season. The first season is amazing. The second one, it felt incomplete. It felt extra produced. One of the cast members vanished, just vanished once their tea came out. You'll see. You didn't finish it yet, right?
No.
Yeah, one of them vanished. And Kane and Kim, they are insufferable.
Kane is upset with his face. And until he can make peace with that, he's always going to be a pain in the ass.
Anna and Christine are like my favorite on the show because they're not pretending. Like they're housewives gold, actually.
They're actually rich.
The crazy thing about Anna, I love how, well, you need to watch it because she puts people in their places. And her showdown with Christine, I watched it high. I was like, this makes no sense. But Anna was cursing Christine the fuck out.
I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Lower your expectations.
Okay. I will.
But then there's how it ends. You're going to be like, what?
It's very abrupt, isn't it?
Yeah. They throw a curveball. Here's another story. So Dave Chappelle's attacker speaks. He says why he tackled the comedian during the show. In an interview with the New York Post from the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in Los Angeles, Isaiah Lee revealed what compelled him to do it. I identify as bisexual, and I wanted him to know what he said was triggering. I wanted him to know that next time he should consider first running his material by people it could affect. Also, he says, I'm also a single dad and my son is 5. He took issue with what Chappelle was joking about homelessness. It's a struggle, and I wanted Dave Chappelle to know it's not a joke. He wanted to let him know by tackling him on stage. That's how he was going to let him know that his material was not okay.
I'd have shot him. After that explanation, I'd have shot him. And you already know me.
Yes.
Oh my God. Are you sick? Why, can we stop interviewing?
The man is clearly unhinged and not well.
You know what? It's very not well. It's very Wendy Williams.
Lee has pleaded not guilty to 4 misdemeanor charges, which include battery, possession of a weapon with intent to assault, unauthorized access to the stage area during a performance, and commission of an act that delays the event or interferes with the performer. I did not know that was a misdemeanor.
It should be a felony.
It should. Like 4 misdemeanors should equal a felony.
Yes.
This man deserved to have the brakes beat off of him. I'm glad he left that theater like a mangled voodoo doll.
Give it right?
Like those dancers that be on stage.
On the stilts?
Yes, stop doing that. Ooh, they beat his ass. I even wanted a piece when I heard about it. Could you imagine if somebody tried to like tackle us on stage?
I can imagine. I can imagine. Ah!
Too soon. Too soon.
Ah!
Um,
Ah!
so
I will have that microphone bop.
like Cynthia Bailey said, what else is going on? What else? But yeah, did you like the episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Well, I liked the episode. What I don't like is Crystal. What I actually couldn't believe I liked, and what I swear, like I was shocked shitless with what we saw last night. We saw something I never thought I would see in my whole wide life. We saw Kyle Umansky stand up for what was right. I couldn't believe it. When she told Sutton, I'm sorry, but violation is too strong of a word. The connotation is not what you should have been going for, and it was wrong. You're making me not feel my feelings, and you're not valid. No, Crystal, I'm sorry. You're pulling a white woman right now. Now, you may be Asian. I don't know what country you're from. I don't care. You are pulling white tears.
Well, she is white identified, in my opinion.
I agree with that as well. And to say you felt violated when Sutton went into your room meant that she did that with malice of forethought, meant she went in there to try and get a peek at your pie, honey, and she was not trying to look at that. You're painting it as something that it was not. You can be aggravated, you can be aggrieved, you can be embarrassed, but to say you were violated means she did that on purpose, in a way to sexually harass you. That's a whole different thing than Sutton just being the awkward asshole she is.
There was a few takeaways I got from that. So first, I was just really shocked that Crystal spoke up. That's all. And we see in the next episode that she gets into it with at least 3 people. So at least she is working. I'm glad she woke up. She is working for the check now, finally.
I was fine not hearing from her because she never has anything relevant to say. You're holding on to something that didn't happen the way you're trying to spin it. It's a sick spin.
Here's what I agree with her on. So I don't think she was trying to compare those situations. I think she was trying to make the point that y'all are trying to tell Sutton how to feel and how to react. Similarly, like how last year they told her, oh, well, you can't use violate or react. So they're just talking about just because you don't understand my reaction doesn't mean you can dismiss me. And I think that's what she was trying to like get through to those white ladies, and they couldn't understand it. What I thought was ironic about that was Garcelle had the same problem last year, yet Crystal was silent.
I get what Crystal is saying, but the thing is, Crystal, you were dismissed because you're a liar, because you're using the word violate to put a sexual deviant spin on something that didn't have one, and that's disgusting. And no one's putting up with it, and no one wants to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Now, had she said that about a man walking into the room, it would be a whole different conversation. The only reason she's allowed to get away with it is because Sutton happens to be straight. What if Sutton wanted to come out as bisexual? Then it's gonna be like, ooh, you was trying to look at her pussy. Crystal, go to hell. Go directly to hell. You ain't worth shit. You ain't offered the show shit. And if all you can do is come on here and lie like Phaedra Parks, we don't need you. Get Christine Wu on the show. Christine actually has money. All you have is what you humped on.
Well.
I can't stand a lying, sorry bitch. And that's what Crystal is. And people that try to put 20 on 10 in situations like that, there's a special place in hell for you.
Well, moving on, 2 things I did notice from this episode. I love that Sutton is standing up to Erica. Erica does not intimidate her anymore.
Erica can't stand up to herself. Erica needs to stand up to her coot who got her in all this mess. That's who Erica needs to stand up to. Erica can't even stand up to her dry cleaning bill.
And also, my takeaway was the new girl, Diana. I don't know how I feel about her yet. Her saying that she never been into an outlet mall before. I thought it was really funny how Erica passive aggressively asked her to buy her a Cartier ring. Like, did you remember that part when they were in Kyle's store?
I thought Erica was asking for her to buy her Cartier ring because she needed to sell it because of her debt.
She was trying to find out where did she get that ring that she had. She was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it now." She was like, "Oh well, I don't have the money for it right now, but it just seemed like she was insinuating like, oh, maybe she'll buy this for me."
Erica, you know you ain't gonna get no jewelry that expensive without putting out. Come on now, you a old hoe, you know better. Actually, you don't, because if you knew better, you wouldn't be in this situation. Your husband would have been dead. But you stupid and didn't go to my school. She wasted all that blonde, blue-eyed white woman on a criminal coup. You could have actually gotten something for all them years of your thighs, but you ended up with nothing but debt. Debt. And your name has been ruined. He conned you almost worst of all.
Diane is the successful version of Erica Jean. Like, she divorced her husband before the shit hit the fan.
That's not a successful version of Erica Jane. You know who's a successful version? Jackie Kennedy Onassis, because when Ari croaked, she got the shipping industry. That's successful. Leona Helmsley, that's successful. When the husband croaks and you get everything with no taxes, that's successful. A divorce you might have squeaked out with a little bit. I say till death do us part, I mean it.
I'm sure you do.
I'm getting it all.
But with Diane, I keep wanting to call her Diane. Oh my God.
I was like, Diane,
but that's I know, right? Diana. I don't know if I like her yet, but she reminds me of Yolanda and Dorit from her first season.
Why did they try to bring Teddy back on this episode? Why is Kyle still trying to make her happen? And then they thought, oh, if we put a little brown rinse on her head, people won't recognize her.
Look, when I saw Teddy, I gave a big ass slave sigh. Like, I was just like, I'm sure Kyle, she had something to do with it. And Teddy looked like she was an employee there.
She was. She was giving Olivia. She was going to get you your size 2s or 10s.
But yes, I think they're 3 for 3 now for me. Like, I love watching them.
They are giving way more than Atlanta is hoping to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Drew and Ralph Sedora, like we've already done Cynthia and Penelope Thomas Bailey. And I'm sorry, Ralph, you are nowhere near the woman Penelope Thomas is, and you never will be.
I don't even want to talk about Atlanta because
there's nothing to say.
Exactly.
Oh, and then that dry, shitty ass apartment in Fort Lee. Fort Lee, you trying to hold on to some shit in Fort Lee. I was thinking I was going to see some exchange place finery. Fort fucking girl, that is a come up. Now we see how Todd was living with a roommate before he got with Candy. Oh, hell yeah. Now I see why Heifer Joyce was a little skeptical. Did you see those tile? Did you see those blue tile in the kitchen looking like Nene's fingernails on the wall? I saw them.
Clearly they're going to renovate that, but
you can't renovate garbage. That spiral stair up to that one room, that shitty view right by 175th in Fort Lee. Oh, I'm with Kent. Sell that shit. Sell that shit. Candy Burst was like, you really think I would hang out here? I don't even think Donna Wanna would live in that Joker. I don't think Donna Wanna would. You know she wouldn't have Riley up in there. Candy's like, if you want your daughter to have this, that's fine, but I'm going to leave your daughter a nice house because I actually love her. I don't know what that shit is, Todd, but give it up. Give it the fuck up.
Candy was saying how far Fort Lee is, but it's only 25, 26 minutes from the city.
In New York traffic, that's about an hour and a half when you actually need to be there.
I don't know. Like,
you don't know because we've lived in Manhattan the entire time we were there. And there's a reason for that because we didn't want to deal with the traffic from Jersey.
Well, you know what? On that note, we are done with the hot topics for today. Before we get on Sheree or Kenya or Marlo.
Why not?
No, we're good. We're good. But yeah, y'all, Look out for Pop Roast Extra. It's coming up. Maybe when we're gonna release this? We're gonna release this Saturday. I'll probably release Pop Roast Extra on Sunday or Monday. So look out for that. You know, we're gonna spill some tea, let y'all know how we doing, and answer some questions.
I was just so surprised at Fort Lee. I mean, really? Like, I thought you was kind of dipping it and like Fort Lee to me just says poor choice. Like, there are other places you could put your money. You could have gotten something nicer in the Bronx. For real, for real. Fort Lee? I mean, I could respect Queens, but Fort Lee, not Brooklyn, Fort Lee. And you know how I feel about Brooklyn, but I would do Brooklyn before Fort Lee. Well, I'm gonna see you sooner than I see Fort Lee.
And I will see you sooner than Olivia's album release date. Bye, y'all.
Fort Lee, though.